What if I told you there are places on Earth so unreal, they look like they belong on another planet? In the next few moments, you'll discover crystal lakes that look painted by hand, valleys overflowing with waterfalls, and hidden corners of the world most people will never see. Let's start in Slovenia, a small country in Central Europe most people can't find on a map. And right at its heart, Lake Bled, a medieval castle perched on a cliff, a tiny island with a church in the very center, a ring of snow-capped Alps in every direction. This is not CGI. This is not a painting. This is Lake Bled, and it defies explanation. But here's something most people don't realize. It's one of the most photographed places in all of Europe, and still, somehow, one of the most overlooked. And then, there's Hallstatt, a village of 800 people squeezed between a mountain and a lake in Austria. It's so beautiful. China built an exact replica of it. Pastel houses reflect perfectly in still water. Salt mines older than written history sit in the cliffs above. Every corner feels like a movie scene. Hallstatt doesn't try to be beautiful. It simply is. Now let's talk about Lauterbrunnen, Switzerland. A valley hidden deep in the Swiss Alps, surrounded by towering cliffs, green meadows, and waterfalls dropping straight from the mountains. This place is famous for its dramatic landscape, steep rock walls, peaceful alpine villages, and the sound of water echoing through the valley. One of its most iconic sights is Staubach Falls, a waterfall that seems to fall directly from the sky, disappearing into mist before it reaches the ground. Lauterbrunnen feels like a place pulled from a dream, calm, powerful, and impossibly beautiful. But Europe's magic doesn't end here. Next, we go to Lake Como, Italy, a place you need to see at least once in your life. Hidden beneath the Alps, Lake Como is famous for its deep blue water, dramatic mountains, elegant villas, and old-world Italian beauty. For centuries, this lake has attracted emperors, artists, writers, and today, some of the most famous people in the world. Villas rise from the shoreline, cypress trees frame the water, flowers spill over stone walls, and behind it all, the mountains create one of the most cinematic views in Europe. Lake Como is not just a beautiful lake, it is one of Italy's most iconic places, a symbol of luxury, romance, and timeless escape. Now, let's talk about water unlike anything else on Earth. Plitvice Lakes, Croatia, a place where forests, waterfalls, and crystal-clear lakes create one of Europe's most surreal landscapes. Here, the water doesn't just flow, it transforms. From deep emerald green to bright turquoise blue, every lake changes color with the sunlight, the minerals, and the angle you see it from. Wooden pathways lead through the forest, passing over calm lakes and beside waterfalls that seem to appear from every direction. And the most incredible part? This entire world was shaped by nature alone. No machines, no design, no human control, just water, stone, time, and thousands of years of natural power. Plitvice doesn't feel like a park. It feels ancient, alive, and almost too perfect to be real. And then, the world shifts. Far out in the North Atlantic, between Norway and Iceland, you find the Faroe Islands, 18 remote islands shaped by wind, cliffs, grass, and ocean. There are no forests here, no crowded skylines, just green mountains, dark sea cliffs, and waves crashing below. Waterfalls drop straight from the edges of cliffs into the Atlantic. Tiny villages sit in quiet valleys, surrounded by mist, sheep, and mountains that feel untouched by time. The Faroe Islands are not soft or polished. They are wild, moody, and powerful. a place where the weather changes in minutes. The ocean surrounds everything, and every view feels like the edge of the world. Here, silence doesn't feel empty. It feels alive. And then, the world becomes something else entirely. Kyoto, Japan. A city where beauty has been shaped slowly through temples, gardens, seasons, and silence. In Arashiyama, there is a path that feels almost unreal, the bamboo grove. Thousands of bamboo stalks rise high above you, so tall and close together that the sunlight barely reaches the ground. When the wind moves through them, the whole forest begins to breathe. The bamboo bends, the leaves whisper, and a deep, hollow sound echoes through the path. It doesn't feel like walking through a forest. It feels like stepping into another world. Kyoto has been building beauty for over 1,000 years, and the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove is one of its most unforgettable chapters. Now, let's move to Scotland. The Isle of Skye, a place where the landscape feels older than memory. Here, the light hits differently. Mountains rise in dark, dramatic shapes. Sea inlets cut deep into the land. Mist moves across the hills like something alive. This island is famous for some of Scotland's most unreal scenery. The Old Man of Storr, the fairy pools, and the Quiraing. A ridge of cliffs and green slopes that looks almost otherworldly. Skye doesn't feel polished. It feels raw, ancient, and mysterious. A place of stormy skies, quiet roads, sharp peaks, and views that seem too wild to belong to the modern world. Scotland hides some of its greatest beauty in the west, and the Isle of Skye may be the most magical of all. But here's what most people don't realize. The Norwegian fjords are not just beautiful. They are ancient wounds carved into the earth by glaciers. Thousands of years ago, ice moved through these mountains with unbelievable force, cutting deep valleys into the land. And when the ice disappeared, the sea rushed in, creating the fjords we see today. That's what makes Norway feel so unreal. Rock walls rise straight from the water, higher than skyscrapers. Waterfalls fall from cliffs into silent blue depths, and tiny villages sit on narrow strips of land, surrounded by mountains so massive they make everything human feel small. The fjords are not soft landscapes. They are dramatic, powerful, almost mythological. A reminder that nature's greatest masterpieces are not created quickly. They are carved by time, pressure, ice, and silence.